Hi everyone, it's Agata from Simply Grow. And just quickly to follow up on the birth story and what I said about writing things down and how much that helps with processing different things. There's quite a lot of research about it, that if you have been through quite a traumatic experience, or even if something happened that upset you, made you scared, something negative that happened in your life, it's good to talk about it. That's number one, because the more you talk about it, the more it gets stored in the part of the brain responsible for memories, rather than tucked away and filed in that part that you don't want to go back to. So it's very useful to talk about things over and over again, and that applies also to our little ones. So if your little one trips and falls, let's say for the first time, and it's quite upsetting, they're clearly visibly upset, lots of tears, it is a very good idea to talk about it over and over again for the rest of the day. Talk to them about it, tell daddy about it, tell whoever you meet what happened. So if your little one tripped or hurt themselves, talk the situation over with them. So say, oh, do you remember what happened? You tripped, you fell. And also if there is a reason for it, let's say they didn't listen to you and you said, don't climb the coffee table, and then they fell. Talk about it over and over and over again. As again, it helps to store that memory so it doesn't become the thing that they're going to be scared of. It's going to be a negative memory in the brain, but it's going to be stored as a learning experience. And equally, when you write things down, a different part of our brain is being activated. So again, it helps to process different emotions. Even if you went through something traumatic, let's say it was the birth story that maybe it's not the one that you would like to have, and even if you still cry while writing it, it still helps the process of healing. So it's a very important act to perform, writing about it. But there's one more thing that we maybe don't do as often, and there's also research proven that it's quite successful when dealing with traumatic experiences, but also to help us process and activate yet another part of the brain, the creative one. So whenever something happens, or whenever you want to see or plan what you would like to see in the future, drawing it is a very good idea. So let's say you want to have a bit of a think about where you see yourself in, let's say 2, 3, 5 years. Draw a picture of it rather than write about it or talk about it straight away. Draw a picture. As I said, there's research proving that it again stimulates a different part of the brain, and it's very helpful, very beneficial. Another extremely helpful tool to use with your little ones, as soon as they learn to draw stick figures, whenever they get in trouble, something happens, something negative, something you want to talk to them about, explain to them, it's a very good idea to draw it out with them. So let's say they went to the playground and they were pushed by someone, or they pushed someone. Those things will happen. Children have to learn from those social situations. But when you get home, get a piece of paper and draw it out. So draw your child, let's say the situation with the pushing, draw another child, and talk about what happened. And it really helps when there's this visual representation of another person in the situation, to explain and talk about their feelings, because that's essentially what we want to teach our children: empathy and what our actions cause to other people, so you don't do to someone else what you wouldn't like them to do to you. I use that lots and lots of times as a teacher, trying to analyze situations with the learners. Something happened in the playground. It's quite difficult because there are always two versions of the same story. But actually, when you sit down, draw it out. With all the children, you can put speech bubbles in as well. Different details come out with retelling of the story, which is quite interesting. But speech bubbles definitely help. But when you sit down and analyze the situation from different perspectives, it really helps to teach that empathy, emotional intelligence, and help your child see the situation from someone else's perspective. Super powerful tool. So definitely use that for conflict resolution with your child, for analyzing different situations that happen and maybe they're a bit confused about them, just to make sure that the same situation doesn't happen again. It's so powerful because number one, it, as I said, the creative part of actually drawing something activates different part of the brain, which help us see problems from different perspective. But also for our little ones, it's visual, and children, we all do operate with visuals much better. I know that there was a division some time ago into visual learners and auditory learners, kinesthetic learners. I think it's more fluid than that. You can't just say that you are just auditory learner these days, but the visual part of it, we all take advantage from it. So definitely a really nice idea to draw things, to explain them to our little ones. So hope you found it useful. And whenever something negative happens, talk about it. Talking about it really, really helps. Write it down, and even better, draw it. Hope you found it useful. Bye.